What is the one thing that you have to do when you're in a low point in your life? This is one of the life-changing tips. Listen up.
Finally, I said, I'm not smart, but I know what I would do. I would start walking. This is what's going on with you right now. You just woke up. Like, you just came to consciousness and you don't know where you are. And you're in the middle of the woods. And you're looking around and you see trees and it's like thick. You can't even tell where the sun is, right? But you know you're in the woods. You don't know where to go. And so what I would do is I would start walking. I would just pick like a direction and I would start walking. And as I'm walking, I would eventually find a little terrain that's going downhill and I'd follow that terrain downhill and eventually I'd hit a stream. And the stream would actually be a tributary into a river, and then from the river I would follow the river until I'd hit a road, and when I'd hit a road, eventually I'd follow the road to a town somewhere, and I'd figure things out, right? I'd figure out where I was. And I'd be back, and I'd be able to get food, and I'd put everything together. What you're doing is you're just standing there looking around. And you're trying to figure out where the town is, where civilization is, and you're waiting, trying to guess, and looking around and looking for clues, but there's no freaking clues. You're in the middle of the woods. There's no clues. There's no clues, literally. You have to go and find it. Civilization, the town, the thing is not going to come to you. You have to start walking. You don't know where you are. You don't know what to do. Start moving in some direction, and that'll give you some clues or some indication or some immediate feedback about where you are, and you can start assembling a better picture of what's happening. You're not going to be able to do anything without doing something. Listen, if I was in your shoes, okay, I'd go get a job at Home Depot. I got my job at Home Depot. My aisle would be the freaking squared away aisle. And after like a week and a half, it'd be the most squared away aisle in Home Depot. And I said in a few weeks, the store manager would look at me and he'd be like, hey, can you run these 3 aisles? They'd give me 3 aisles. And then they'd give me 7 aisles. And then they'd give me 12 aisles. And then they'd give me the front of the store. And then eventually they'd be like, hey, can you just run this store? Because I'd be busting my ass and I'd be making things happen. And I'd be building relationships with people. And then eventually they'd be like, hey, we want you to run this district with all the Home Depots in this district. And then they go, we want you to take this region. And eventually they'd be like, hey, we want you to be the CEO of Home Depot. Look, you see working at Home Depot as a punishment, and I see it as an opportunity.
I know you get lost with tips and advice from social media, and that really confusing. From the man to the man is your way out. I decided to make a book for self-improvement only for man that want to get better on every dimension in his life. Purchase your book, download it, and focus on getting pure knowledge. Link in bio.